What's going on, guys? Criddle here, and you're probably wondering why in the world is Criddle playing a ninja? Well, the reason for that is because Epic has just made a post on Reddit talking about some new changes coming in the 7.10 update, which is going to change the way damage resistance perks work. It's actually going to be removing them completely and replacing them with armor. In addition to that, Epic has also posted a little bit of a sneak peek about some of the schematics we might be seeing, as well as a possibility of when the new hero reperk system is going to be coming in. So I'm going to show that up on the screen. We're going to read over it, and then I'm going to kind of go into how all of this new system is going to work, how it's going to affect you, and what to be looking out for in this new 7.10 update. In the post, Epic wrote, in update 7.10, we will be converting damage resistance perks to use a new stat called armor. Armor is configured such that one armor is equivalent to 1% longer survival time under fire, making it consistently valuable per point regardless of the amount. For instance, if you have 30 armor, you will survive 30% longer under fire than you would with 0 armor. This is in contrast to the current implementation of damage resistance, where simply adding percentages together makes each more powerful than the last, skewing build diversity. To illustrate this problem, imagine you have a damage resistance perk that grants 50% resistance, which halves the incoming damage and makes you twice as hard to kill. If you add a second 45% perk on top, it drops the incoming damage to 5%, which makes you 20 times harder to kill. Armor will make these times grow linearly instead, which lets us give you more defensive options to choose from without having to hedge against the effects of stacking damage resist from multiple sources. As an example, the medieval weapons coming in 7.10 will have more access to armor perks, including a new 6-slot perk that gives stacking armor bonuses per hit. In line with our investment refund policy first described in our recent State of Development blog, we will be making any affected heroes and schematics eligible for an evolution refund in an upcoming build with the debut of that capability currently targeted for 7.20. This will allow you to return effective items to level 1 and reset all attached perks to their starting rarity, recovering all invested resources in the process. In addition, we've been keeping an eye on melee balance and have decided to improve a couple perks found on melee weapons in 7.10. Heavy attack efficiency will be seeing a massive buff to make it competitive with hero versions of the same effect. Life Leech will receive a moderate buff as well to give you another survivability option. Also, the medieval set will have the ability to roll new perks focused on survivability, such as shield regeneration. So now you guys are probably asking, well, how does this all work? How does this affect me? Is it a nerf? Is it a buff? Exactly what is this? So this little graphic basically shows you how this new system is going to work. Assuming 100 health and you're taking 1 damage per hit under the current damage resist system, which essentially reduces the amount of damage that you're taking per hit, would say that if you have a 50% damage rating, you're going to take 200 hits to take off 100 health. If you have 75% rating, it's going to take 400 hits to take off the 100 health. And if it's 90% damage resist, it's going to take 1,000 hits to take off 100 health. So now let's take a look at armor. Armor is basically going to be additive. So if you have 100 health and you had 50 armor, you would essentially add in the armor and it would give you that much more health. That's not exactly how it's going to work because you're actually going to be reducing the amount of damage you take, but effectively you're going to be adding in 50 more health for 50 more armor, 100 more health for 100 more armor, and 150 more health for 150 more armor. So now overall, this seems like it's going to be a nerf. However, we don't know what those new armor values are going to be. They could be 500 armor, which would give you essentially 500 more health. They could be 25 more armor, which wouldn't really be that helpful at all. So with that in mind, here's a conversion chart showing what you might want to have with armor based on what your current damage resist is with your current setup. If you're at 25% damage resist, you might want to have 33 more armor. If you're at 50% damage resist, you're going to want to have 100 more armor. And at 75% damage resist, you're going to want to have about 300 more armor. Now, the reason I use those numbers is because it's currently easy to achieve those numbers by stacking up damage resist between multiple characters and weapons. In this case, I'm going to use Dragon. I have Sarah Hotep leveled up, and with Dragon Stance, she gets 30% more damage resist. And then I can also go over and show you with the new 6 feet under shovel that I can get another 43%, which gives me a total of 76% damage resist when I stack those two together. So to replace the 6 feet under alone, I would have to replace both the 23% damage resistance with 42.5 armor each, giving a total of 85 armor. So with that in mind, let's take a look at what their current conversion rate is that they posted on Reddit. So looking at this, we have an epic perk which gives you 20% damage resistance, which is going to be converted into 25% more armor. This is actually a 1-to-1 ratio between the current system and the new system. As we go down the list, however, those numbers start to diminish, and the amount of armor we're going to be getting under the new system is actually substantially less than what we're getting from the old system. With one legendary perk under the old system, we would get approximately 1 more armor. With 2 epic perks, we would get approximately 26 more armor. And with 2 legendary perks, we get approximately 41 more armor, again, under the old system. Of course, this is all based on a singular weapon and doesn't take into consideration some of the changes that they might be making to the heroes, especially in the 7.20 patch, which should be coming up, hopefully, relatively soon. Well, that pretty much covers the new armor system and gives you an idea of what you should be looking for in the upcoming patch next week. But now I think it's time to address the elephant in the room, which is something that Matt just said, which is medieval weapons coming in 7.10. What kind of perks do you think are going to be on these? What kind of medieval weapons do you think we're going to see? They did mention a stacking armor bonus, which would be awesome to see, and a shield regeneration bonus, which again would be really fun to try out. So please leave me any comments below of some ideas that you might have. And as always, please like and subscribe to this video for more content. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments or come on by my Twitch channel where I stream 7 days a week, twitch.tv/CrittleCrattle, and feel free to ask. Take care and see you guys next time.